Hey, my name's Izzy. This is Rolling Virtual Cards coming at you with another Commander deck build. This time it's another Lord of the Rings Commander. It's Frodo, Sauron's Bane. Such a fun commander. I think it's super interesting. I love any commander that's a one drop because you always have something to do on turn one, and that's cast your commander. Frodo, Sauron's Bane is 1 white for a 1/2 legendary creature halfling citizen with way too many words on it. Let's get into it. So for a hybrid white-black, if Frodo Sauron's Bane is a citizen, it becomes a halfling scout with base power and toughness 2/3 and lifelink. Okay, right there, cool. It's part of the price. Turn 2, you turn that. Turn 3 costs 3 black, and you will not have it turn 3 without ran properly because the first one was white. But 3 black, if Frodo is a scout, so after you activate its first ability, it becomes a halfling rogue with whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game if the ring has tempted you 4 or more times this game. Otherwise, the ring tempts you. This is amazing. I love everything about it. It is so flavorful. It is such a great art card. Everything about this card just screams fun for me. And I love alternate lose cons as well. So why would you want to play this? If you love Frodo, if you love Lord of the Rings, if you love the flavor text here of him going on an adventure, going from a halfling citizen to a halfling scout to this halfling rogue, just like slowly becoming stronger, but also more tempted. He goes from just a white citizen to this white-black scout to this black scout. Just like evil creature that's so corrupted by the ring and just doesn't want to give it up. So yeah, it's super fun. I love it. I love that we finally have a legendary creature that does this weird leveling up type thing. With that, let's get into the card by card. Obviously this deck is going to be heavily ring tempted and protecting Frodo. So let's see. Paladin class, spells your opponent's cast. This is an ability thing. So spells your opponent's cast cost 1 more to cast. Creatures get +1/+1, and then whenever you attack until end of turn, target attacking creature gets +1/+1 for each other creature attacking creature, and gains double strike. There's the ability right there. Boom, double strike. Double strike on Frodo is great because you're going to get 2 hits with it. You're not running a lot of other ones in this deck, but that specific one, that is just good. The protection with forcing your opponents to pay an extra to hurt your stuff to stop you on your turn is great. Creatures getting +1/+1, making it slightly bigger is great. And then giving it double strike and another 1/1 counter, making it bigger is great. That double strike is just so useful in Frodo Sauron's Bane because you're going to be able to hit them and then hit them again. You don't need a lot. You just want that 1 drop, like Paladin's case class, so that you can get to there. It does more. You can get to the double strike if you need to. Know that Frodo's not bad if it dies, because once it comes back, you just need to get it back to that max level. So that's, if it died, you'd need 3 to cast it, 2 to upgrade it, and then 3 to get farther. So that's 8 mana to get it back to that killing someone, or taking someone out. So great card here for so many reasons. Samwise the Stout-Hearted's here. Such a flavorful card with him. Saving him, right? Flash, whenever it enters the battlefield, choose up to 1 target permanent card in your graveyard that was put there from the battlefield this turn. Return it to your hand. Then the ring tempts you. This is the ring tempting you. You want the ring to tempt you with Frodo. Because once it tempts you 4 times, you're taking someone out with its ability. So, that's great. Again, actually, let's go over the One Ring. I forgot to do that. The One Ring has 4 parts. So when the ring tempts you, first off, you choose any creature you control, and it becomes your ring bearer. That ring bearer is going to be legendary, and it can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. When you look at someone like Frodo, right, you are looking at a 1/2, so creature with greater power. So it can be blocked by a 1x, meaning it won't die if it's blocked. Okay. And when it becomes a 2/3, same thing. It can be blocked by a 2x or a 1x or a 0x, but it won't die. It has lifelink, so you're going to gain life even if it is blocked by something small. So you can swing at someone who's really big. Next, you have the second time it attempts you, it gets the following effect. Whenever your ring bearer attacks, you draw a card and discard a card. This is going to give you card selection, helping you find a way to get to the one ring faster or protection for your Frodo. And whenever the ring bearer becomes blocked by a creature, that creature's controller sacrifices in their turn combat. So even if they do block with something that you might not kill it, it might not kill you, they're going to lose it. So they're going to think twice. I don't really want to lose this card. It's part of my combo. It's part of my game plan. I'm just not going to block it. And the last one, when it deals combat damage to a player, each opponent loses 3 life. That's not as important because it just doesn't... Like, you're going for a kill. Making them lose some life isn't going to really do much for you. But in other decks that I've built and shown off with the ring, that part's like the big game plan. Double striking with that is great because that's 9 damage total, or 1 with Frodo, and then 3/3/3, which is 9, so 10 total, and then hit again for another 10 total around the board, 20 total, being good. But in this one, that's not the case. So anyway, Samwise will give you the ring tempt, and you can use it to get Frodo back if it dies. So if you know you have Samwise in your hand, you can let Frodo hit the graveyard to return it to your hand. That way, letting you get it back onto the field and back to the top for only 6 mana instead of 8. Slip on the ring, simple ETB enabler, exile target creature you own, then return to the battlefield under control. The ring tempts you. You don't want to do that with Frodo because he'll come back as just a 1/2 halfling citizen. But there's other creatures you can target Samwise to get the effect off. Use it to protect something. And then the ring tempts you, which is the main part here. And it's super cool because both of these cards just like fit with Frodo, you know. Ramp. We got 14 ramp. We want it. We need it. Everflowing Chalice comes in, multi-kicked. Taps for as much for each charge. Taps for colors for each charge counter on it. Dark Ritual is going to be 3. Really helpful to get that Frodo. If you turn 1 Plains Frodo, turn 2 Swamp, getting to level 3, turn 3 another land. Dark Ritual is just going to help you get him to that 3rd level there. Soul Ring. Soul Ring does not help with Frodo here. So I don't always love running it in decks that it doesn't do that. Most of my newer decks don't do that. If it doesn't help with my commander, I don't love it. But it helps with a lot of other things, so it's not bad. Wayfarer's Bauble is going to grab you any basic. Arcane Signet is going to tap for any color. And this is a black-white deck because he has black-white in the abilities. Charcoal is going to tap for any for black, but it comes in tapped. That's the same thing for... Do I have Marble? I'm not running Marble? That's strange. Wasn't thinking there then. Must have. This is probably more popular. But Felwar Stone. Also, to be fair, I really don't need Marble to tap for mana, mainly because he's 1 white. He's already going to be on the field. Felwar Stone taps for any color your opponents can produce. Mind Stone taps for a colorless and draws your card, and you can sack it to draw a card. Ornithopter taps for any color and has flying to 0/2. Orzhov taps for a black and a white as long as you pay 1 to tap it. Ring of Barhar, or Sword of the Anubis. Equipped creature gets +1/+1, and when it attacks, you go grab a basic land and put it on the battlefield tapped. Talisman of Hierarchy will tap for a colorless or a black or a white as long as you, and then it'll deal damage to you. Top Vessel taps for a colorless and you have no maximum hand size. And Inherited Envelope enters the battlefield. The ring tempts you, which is great, and you add 1 more color. Here's my cat, guys. People, say hello. Is Faye, she a cute kitty cat? What you looking down there? Did you want to go down? You can go down. What she want? She's like so needy, but like she's needy in the way she wants, not in the way that's nice. And she likes to interrupt video making. Down you go. Now she's drinking water. So the thing about all this stuff is getting his stuff out is super easy. It's only 1, then 2, then 3, right? A total of 6 mana, but it's separated into 1, 2, 3. Colorless mana is here just to help with other cards and to just recast him if he dies. But let's get into recursion. We got 2. We got Sam's Desperate Rescue and Samwise. So we went over Samwise. This one, another flavor we'll call it here. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. The ring tempts you. Super cool. This is when Sam rescues Bilbo. Not Bilbo, Frodo. but the ring tempts you. So you can use this to also return a creature from your graveyard to your hand. 35 lands. You can lower it. You can higher that. Whatever you feel like. I like 33 lands nowadays a lot. Because there's just a lot of good ramp. You really don't need the 35. And as long as you're good at mulliganing, 33 will work. Just don't be afraid to go down to 5. 2 action to life game. Shadow Spear. It gives you that trample so you can get in. And that lifelink is going to be helpful. He already has lifelink once he's up. But that trample is why it's here. And then Kronos. It has lifelink. And it's also just a good stacks card. Stopping your opponents from doing a lot. So creature, it has vigilance, menace, and lifelink, so it can block. It's hard to block, and it can hit people hard and gain you life. And then creature cards in graveyards can't enter the battlefield, and players can't cast spells from graveyards. We already went Paladin's Clays with the damage because it helps you with the double strike and stuff. Draw cards, not a lot of draw cards here. Call of the Ring, at the beginning of your upkeep, the ring tempts you, so this is going to help you get there faster. And then whenever you choose a creature as the ring bearer, you may pay 2 life if you do draw a card, even if you choose the same creature each time it upkeeps. So this will always trigger it. The ring always tempts you, even if you're at max ring level. You always choose a creature, and so you can always pay 2 life to draw a card. Mind Stone, you can sack and draw a card. Knight's Whisper, you can pay 2 life. You can, it's 2, you draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. Sign in Blood, you pay 2, you target player draws 2 cards and loses life. And this card, there we go. At the beginning of your upkeep, you draw a card and lose life. Okay. You don't need a lot of life, draw in this deck, in my opinion, because it's a pretty quick deck, to be fair. Evasion, Mother Runes helps to get protection so you can hit people. Interaction, lots of interaction, lots, because we're going for like a nice mid-range deck. Golden's Bite, target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn, and then 3 in the black, you can exile from your graveyard to have the ring temperature. Path, pop a creature, or exile it, they go grab a basic land. Swords, you exile a creature, and then boom, you get, they gain life. Shadow Spear has interaction because you can pay 1 to make permanents your opponent's control lose hexproof and indestructible. Super great against anyone trying to protect their stuff. Dam gives you 2 black to pop any creature, it can't be regenerated, or 2 and 2 white, or any creature, or 2 and 2 white to just wipe the field. D-Spark is 1 in the black to just exile permanent with mana value 4 or greater. Infernal Grasp destroys target creature and you lose a life, or lose 2 life. Slip On is interaction because you can exile something, you can flicker something to protect it, or remove a problematic card for a quick second. Boromir, Warden of the Tower, Vigilance, and whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, you counter that spell, but you can sack it to give creatures you control indestructible until turn, and the ring tempts you. Claim the Presence, Claim the Precious, you destroy target creature that the ring tempts you, so it's murder, but the ring tempts you, and at sorcery speed. The Black Breath, creatures your opponents control get -1/-1, and the ring tempts you, so it's a nice removal of any small tokens and creatures they control. And Farewell's here because it's just a good board wipe, allowing you to make some choices on what you want to exile. Artifacts, creatures, enchantments, or graveyards. Protection, we went over all of them, but Ghostly Prison's the last one we didn't go over. Creatures you can't attack. Creatures can't attack you unless they pay 2. And since you're not running a lot of creatures, this is a good way to just make it so that they have to pay 2 to attack you and can't overly attack you. Rings tempting that doesn't do much else. Golan, Patient Plotter, when it leaves the battlefield, the ring tempts you, and you can pay it a black and sacrifice creature to return it to your hand. So as long as it dies, the ring can continue to tempt you. Slip on the ring, Took Reaper, when it dies, the ring tempts you. Completely fine. Nazgul, you're running 9, when it enters the battlefield, the ring tempts you. Whenever the ring tempts you, put a +1/+1 counter on each Wraith, and the deck can have 9 of these. This is just a nice 3-drop, the ring tempts you. And it's a second backup because they can get pretty out of control because each +1/+1 counter doubles with them. So like the first one puts a +1/+1 counter. When the ring tempts you, it's just 1 on each Wraith, so on himself. 2, it's 2 on each Wraith. 3, it's 3 on each Wraith. Gets them really big, really good to just get in. They're like $11 a piece is the problem, so proxy them. And Urkhai Berserker, when it enters the battlefield, the ring tempts you. So pretty simple. That's a pretty good, that one and the Nazgul are pretty good to slip on the ring. Which is cool because like when the ring slips on you, the Nazgul and like Berserker, like the Nazgul specifically know you're there, which is so cool. Stacks. This is a stacks deck. I made it a stacks deck because I like stacks decks, and it's the right colors. Deafening Silence. Each player can't cast more than one non-creature spell. Grafdigger's Cage. Creatures cards can't enter the battlefield from graveyards or libraries, and players can't cast cards from graveyards or libraries. Drannith Magistrator makes your opponents can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hand, which means their commanders can't be cast. Aetherstorm Canonist, you can only cast one artifact spell each turn. Soul Jailer, permanent cards in graveyards can't enter the battlefield. Players can't cast non-creature spells from graveyards or exile. Sphere Resistant makes everything cost an additional 1. Thalia makes all non-creatures cost 1 more. Thor of Animus makes all non-creatures cost 1 more. Archeon, each player can't cast more than 1 spell. And non-basic lands your opponents can enter the battlefield tapped. Boromir makes your opponents cast, if an opponent casts a spell with no mana was spent to cast it, you counter that spell, which does hit a lot of things. No cheating mana. Eldritch Rhetoric, each player can't cast more than 1 non-creature spell each turn. Glow Rider makes it so non-creature spells cost 1 more to play. Kronos makes it so that players can't cast spells from graveyards and creatures can't. Cards in graveyards can't hit the battlefield. Phyrexian Cincture makes it so each player can't cast more than 1 non-Phyrexian card each turn, and non-Phyrexian creatures hit the battlefield tapped. Raiden, or Radian, God of the Worthy, makes it so that snow lands your opponent's control into the battlefield tapped, and non-creature spells your opponent's cost with converted mana cost 4 or more cost 2 more. Its other side makes it so that if a source an opponent controls would deal damage to a permanent you control, prevent 1 of the damage. Whenever another permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or ability, your opponent's control counter that spell unless it control phase 1. It's basically the new hexproof thing. I forget what it's called for a second. So this card's good if they're targeting you, and if they're doing a lot of ping damage, it's good. And this side's good if they're casting big spells. Rule of Law, each player can't cast more than 1 spell each turn. Non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast. And Drawn and Lavala turns off your opponent's activated abilities and gains those activated abilities. And then you're running 3 wipes, which we already went over. Maybe not the best design for this deck, but I wanted like a kind of a fun stacks deck, and those 2 words don't go together. There's other things you could do with this deck, but the main thing is you just want rings. You want every single ring card you can run in this deck, and Frodo can just hit someone and take them out of the game. You don't have extra combat steps in this deck. You don't have extra turn spells in these colors. So it's kind of slow. I like the stacks feel because you're going to have to pass the turn and make it a rotation. So if your opponents can't do anything, that's exactly where you want to be. Maybe running more protection for Frodo would be good. You can look into that. But I like the commander and I like the deck. I think both are fun. Again, my decks are much more of a starting ground. Build from there. Remove cards you don't like, add cards you do. And have fun. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below in the doobly-doo. Peace.